Okay, so I just wanted to do a quick video about what I think is really the guts of learning to play this music, jazz, swing, whatever. And I don't think it often gets, well, it's not something I've made a video about before. I'm going to document the process in real time. It might be a bit boring to watch, but I just want to give you an idea of exactly how I would do it myself. And so I'm sort of laying my process out here on the table. It's not a conventional lesson. You might watch me and go, why is it taking him so long to work out a simple phrase? Is he just the worst musician ever? And if you feel that way, then, you know, fair enough. I think I'm a bit slow at this kind of thing. But I just wanted to show you, right? Because this is how much graft it takes, okay? And this is a process known, you know, often as transcription. I call it ear learning because it's about, well, it's about learning with your ear. I think transcription is a very misleading term because it implies writing things down, and you don't always write things down. I mean, this is a process I think that most of the great jazz musicians have been through, for whatever background they are, whether or not they can read music, and yet we insist on calling it transcription. I think ear learning is better. It's jazz in a sense is an oral tradition kind of communicated through records, which is quite interesting, very 20th century. And the other thing is that it is, you know, it's something that you just do all the time, you know, whether you're learning tunes or learning solos. The Lenny Tristano school for this, the famous Lenny Tristano school, would say that you would learn a whole solo by ear, singing it before you would even play it on the guitar. I'm not going to go quite to that length today. I actually find it very, very hard to do, which is probably a reason why I should do it. But I'm just going to do something simple involving one line, which will probably make for a long enough video. But I'm just going to, this starts with me putting the guitar down, because the biggest thing I find with my students, and also myself, is that you have to stop them noodling. Guitar players are noodlers, right? What does noodling mean? It means playing without intention, playing without an aim. Without, this is what I'm going to do musically. I've got this line, I can hear this line in my head, or I'm going to play this song, or now I'm going to perform, or we're going to rehearse, you know. Playing should have a focus. It should be for something, not just idle noodling, basically. So putting the guitar away stops that from happening. Now the other thing about noodling is that when you find yourself playing a phrase and you don't quite know what it is, then you will put yourself off. Right? This is really important. This is what most people do. People don't realise, I think, or most of my students don't realise exactly how much you have to kind of learn a phrase before you can, you know, before you can really have it in your ears well enough to be able to play it on the instrument without putting yourself off. If that makes any sense. So that's a really big, important thing. And if you've only learnt one thing from this video, it would be that. Anyway, I'm going to play. This is a live solo by Berlin Legrand. I've chosen this, by the way, because I needed something which wasn't, you know, copyrighted. That's a crazy line. I mean, I kind of love all of that. That's all great. Let's take this kind of. That's a simple line, and it's a very nice sound. So listen to this. So that's the first stage that I start singing it, right? Let's put a marker in. I've got this in Transcribe, so I can put markers and things on it. To be honest, I think Transcribe is kind of an over-spec'd program, really, for what I need it for. It's asking me a silly question. Let's do it at the current pause playback point. So, yeah. That's a nice little short phrase, so this should be fairly easy to work on. I'm just going to loop it around a few times so I get used to what it is. Let's see. Dilly-o-ba-da, belly-o-ba-da. Dilly-o-ba-da-ba-da-da-ba-da. Dilly-o. Dilly-o-ba-da. Da-ba-da-ba-boom. Da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-boom. So you can hear that already my sort of singing is a little bit general. It isn't really accurate yet. Yo bum ba-dum. Yo bum ba-yum, bum bum ba-yum. We'll slow it down a little bit and slow it down 75% speed. You don't need to do this necessarily, but it's an option that exists. Dilly-o-ba-da, da-ba-da-ba. Dilly-o-ba-ba-da, da-ba-da-ba, dilly-o-ba-ba-da. Ba-dee-ba-da-ba, dilly-o-ba-da. That note is a nice note. Ba-dee-ba-da-ba, dilly-o-ba-da, da-ba-da-ba. Da-ba-da-ba-yo-ba-da-ba-yim. Ba-dee-ba-da-ba, dilly-o-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Da-ba-da-ba-yo-ba-da-ba-yim. Something like that. That's not quite right. Boom, bum, ba-dum. Ba-do-ba-do-ba-ba-do-ba-ba-do-ba-ba-dum. Ba-ba-dum. Ba-do-ba-do-ba-do-ba-ba-dum. Ba-ba-dum. Bum-bum-ba-dum. Let's just check it one last time. Ba-ba-do-ba-ba-do-ba-ba-dum. Ba-ba-dum. Ba-dum. First note. Ya ba ba da ba ba dee ba da ba ba dum bum ba dum ba da ba da ba da ba ba dee ba ba da ba dum ba ba dum ba ba da ba ba da ba da ba ba dee ba da ba dum ba ba dum ba 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 da ba do ba ba da ba dum ba ba dum. Okay. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Interesting. Ya ba ba da ba 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 ba. Now you can make some sort of, ba 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 bum bum. Make some kind of so decisions to help you. Sorry, I wasn't really. I went straight to the guitar, but there's actually certain things you can hear. Ya ba bo ba 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 da ba da ba 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 ba. Ya ba 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 ba. Sorry. Ya ba 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 ba. That sounds like an arpeggio, like a try, doesn't it? I reckon it's a dominant seventh. I reckon that's yeah. Yeah, let's try that. So I'm playing that an octave too low, aren't I? So I should be up here. Where are we? there's a little slide, isn't it? Sorry. So the whole thing goes. Isn't that nice? Isn't that a great phrase? Sorry. Funny if you don't bring me, okay, so I mean, you know, you can then sort of explore it a little bit. Now, you'll notice that the process of me actually being able to play it on the guitar, I think, was a bit shorter and a bit easier than me actually having to know what it was. And I noticed that when I wasn't sure, I checked back to the recording as well, right? That's really important. So many transcriptions I've made have been, mistakes have crept in while I'm trying to put it on the guitar too early. It's really important to have it there, all in your ears, ready to go. So let's just do a quick analysis of this phrase. It's really nice. So it involves one of my favourite cadences, which is probably why I transcribed it. Because you remember that I was listening for something that I would like, right? So this sort of thing. Now, Borelli starts with a C sharp dominant 7th arpeggio. Notice that he's made it to something a little bit more than an arpeggio. He's got one of those nice little trills. Nice little. He plays it better than I do, obviously. The way he plays that that note there is really nice. I haven't quite managed to get it. Here's a little bit of vibrato. Vibrato there, right? So, I mean, there's nuances, but now harmonically it's interesting because we've got C sharp dominant 7, but we're in a key of D. Ooh, isn't that interesting? So, what's he doing? What's he doing there? So, I mean, it's the rest of the phrase is quite straightforward, but this is kind of a C sharp. Well, it is actually completely a C sharp dominant 7th. Actually, this is a cadence I like to play a lot, going C sharp dominant 7th into D major, which is the key. It's nice, isn't it? And actually, I mean, I think it kind of comes from the fact that Django would often embellish static chords like this. If you think of a very good example is "I'll See You in My Dreams," right? Originally, the progression goes. So, sorry, I'm playing it wrong. It goes, sorry, Them Their Eyes. That's what I'm looking for. That's how it's originally played, right? Now, on the Django version, what's he done? He's put a C sharp dominant 7th in there, hasn't he? And it fits the melody, but D6 also fits the melody. So it's kind of a common substitute for Django. So if you play the C sharp going into D, so yeah, you can that kind of sound, right? That kind of thing, right? We could use a scale. You know, it's just ideas really, things you can use. So that's really nice. And the rest of the phrase is quite conventional. So it goes. Now you notice what's nice about this is if I run the C sharp dominant into D major, you'll notice that the last two notes are actually the 6th and 7th of D major. Right? And that's really cute. Because it means that although we're using a sort of interesting little side slippy kind of chord coming up from underneath, there are some different tones, but there's also some of the same tones. Isn't that pretty? So that's what he's using there harmonically. The rest of the phrase, so scale going up, but all sort of focusing on the chord tones of D major. And then descending D6 arpeggio, and then the two important notes really off A7, which are the flat 7th and the 3rd. In this case G, C sharp. So it's pretty hypnotic. Going into the A7, really pretty. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting. This is my process for working stuff out, and every time I go into transcription, the more stuff I find. That's a lovely phrase, you know. I ended up talking about this kind of, you know, a substitute that you can use. Just discovered it from a phrase of Borelli's that I never looked at before, you know. So there's all these treasures out there if you are ready to go out and find them. You don't need to watch me on YouTube, you can just do this for the rest of your life and it'll be great. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.